So, Christie Sides, it's been what? 2 weeks since she was fired from the Indiana Fever. In this video, we're going to be talking about potentially where Christie Sides could end up during the year. And yeah, Christie Sides is a... Look, I don't think she's a bad coach, you know. I don't think she's that bad. Like, there are scenarios where I'd be happy to send her to... Not send her to certain teams, but like... I would be, if I was certain teams, happy enough if she was your coach. But I think she might go into that, like, for lack of a better word, that, like, rebuilding or culture coach or something. Like, I thought she wouldn't have been a bad coach for the Sky, but I do think Tyler Marsh is a better option. But I don't think she's a bad coach for, let's just say hypothetically, the Dallas Wings don't get Paige Beckers. I think she's a good coach for Dallas. Because she'll at least get the team playing together. And she'll get the team playing hard. She'll let Enrique do her Enrique things. Because she's old WNBA through and through as far as coach is concerned. So I don't think that would be a bad hire. But one place where it's looking like a lot of people are talking about it is Atlanta. So an awful lot of people are talking about Christie Sides potentially signing for the Atlanta Dream. And for me, that would be a very interesting choice, especially because Tina Charles is a free agent. Like, Tina Charles might be gone. She's already worked with the Atlanta Dream, and that's one of the things that a lot of people that have been around Christie Sides seem to like about her. And it's like, a lot of people that have worked with Christie Sides think that she's better than she is. I'm not talking about the players, I'm talking about, like, the front offices. Like, with Christie Sides, she has been an assistant coach for a long time. Like, she's been an assistant coach for a long time. And she did a good enough job with with Indiana. I think someone's going to give her another chance. Like, you can see here, she was the Dream assistant for a year, and she was the Fever assistant for a while. So, like, obviously, Lynn Dunn has always been somewhat linked with the Fever for, like, the guts of 20 years. So you can see, with her 2 years as a coach, she was, she had a 500 season and was third in the Eastern Conference. Finished 10th in Eastern, 10th overall. But, like, she was the 6th seed. So, yeah, I don't think she did a good job. I think a lot of people won't be happy with it. Like, weren't happy with her with the Fever, and were happy to see her go. But that's the thing, is, like, the Atlanta Dream are currently without a head coach. And you have got a coach who went there, was there in 2022 for Ryan Howard's rookie year. And the Atlanta Dream were okay, weren't they, that season? No, they were 14 and 22, in fairness. But they did a little bit better last year. Were somehow the 5th seed with a 19 and 21 record. And lost to Dallas, like. But, like, she came on, has worked with the franchise. Heck, she brought Erica Wheeler with her. Like, Erica Wheeler was with the squad. She brought Erica Wheeler with her to Indiana. She's a good relationship with certain players. She brought Christy Wallace with her as well. So, yeah, I can see it happening, because I have a feeling that it's likely she's a good relationship with Ryan Howard. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, she's been a really good assistant coach. There's a reason why so many teams have looked to bring her on as an assistant coach. I do think that she does have good relationships with her players. Other than Alyssa Smith, I'd say she's a good relationship with all of the Fever players as well. She just wasn't a very good head coach, I don't think. But I think she did a good job as far as the culture is concerned in Indiana. And I think she did the job to the best of her ability. But obviously it wasn't good enough for a team like Indiana. But for a team like the Dream that genuinely could do with a Christie Sides, because they were all over the place last year. Like, I don't even know what was going on. Like, when Ryan Howard wasn't playing. When Ryan Howard was playing, she either shot them into or shot them out of games. And then when Ryan Howard wasn't playing, you would have expected the likes of Alicia Gray to step up. Tina Charles step up. And it was like, it was the weirdest basketball I've seen. They just looked like a team that never played with each other every game. Like, Tanisha Rai had to go. But that's the thing when you're looking at coaches now. Because of the carousel. Look, it's an interesting one with Latricia Trammell. Because Latricia Trammell obviously is available. And we haven't really seen, other than Stephanie White. Stephanie White's the first coach that's been fired that's been rehired. Like, Kurt Miller got hired as a GM, which I actually do. I don't mind that because I think I kind of do. I think Kurt Miller is way too good a coach to be not coaching. Like, I would have taken, like, if Stephanie White wasn't available, I would have 100% taken Kurt Miller with the, for the Fever. But, yeah, so we haven't really seen that much of the coaching carousel, like coaches being assigned by other teams. But the most successful coach that got fired was Christie Sides. That didn't get walked away, that got let go, was Christie Sides. So I can see her coming back. But we have to look at the other teams. Will Christie Sides be signed by the Sparks? No. If they get Paige, no. She will. Whichever team gets Paige, you can just take Christie Sides out of the possibility. But I think teams are waiting for that draft lottery. Because if you get a team that is going to be looking to win in the next couple of years, if you're getting a team and you're like, when you get Paige, if you get Paige, you're out of the Juju sweepstakes. But if you want to enter the Juju sweepstakes and you want a coach who's going to put out even a bad team that will compete, a bad team that are going to be positive and upbeat and not just a toxically bad team, you bring in Christie Sides. You bring in Christie Sides as a tank commander. She will make sure you don't win enough games to get into the playoffs, but she will also make sure that your team's not just a complete embarrassment. And that's what I think a lot of these teams are waiting to see. I think a lot of these teams, other than the Sky, who kind of know, no matter, like, because they're not in the Page sweepstakes, they were able to sign Tyler Marsh. The Fever obviously have got, they're not going to be in the Juju sweepstakes. So they're like, they know they're having to go for it. Whereas the Sky are probably going to be in the Juju sweepstakes. I think Tyler Marsh is there as a tank commander for development. And then we're going to see what happens, because I think if Dallas don't get number one, I can see Dallas moving off Enrique and going into Juju Watkins tank mode. I can see a lot of teams going into tank mode if they don't get Paige. Like, Dallas have to make a decision to go for it or go into tank mode, and I wouldn't be surprised if they choose to go tank mode. Then you've got as well the Atlanta Dream. Do they? Because they're nowhere near good enough. Like, if the Atlanta Dream want to say, you know what, we're going to move off Alicia Gray, we're going to move off Tina Charles, we're going to move off Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, we're just going to go, Ryan Howard, you are young enough. Christie Sides, tank commander for 2 years. Ryan Howard, go get yours. Go average 23 a game. We're going to suck, and in 2 years' time, we're going to try get Juju beside you and go for something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Where do you guys think Christie Sides is going to end up? I think she's going to be a tank commander somewhere. I think there's going to be a tanking team that's going to be really interested in Christie Sides. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.